years ago when we did the first one, the original intent was to bring out two types of partners that we have together into sort of exchanging their views on the market, because the ones were the system integrators that provided on-premise type installations to their customers in their local verticals or what have you, and the other ones were the mass market hosters, very large companies that were always have been pioneers for delivering SaaS, what we call it today, or cloud apps, whatever you want to call it, because we believed strongly that a lot of the business that the WHIRs and his eyes were doing, software type business, installing servers, is going to go away. It's going to turn into cloud services. So we were trying to create this exchange to get them an idea on how to move into that business. I think this has fully worked out. You see a lot of our WHIR SI partners now here offering cloud-based services on the one hand, and sort of finding their niche in that. It's not necessarily competing with the mass market host. It's more, sort of being the upgrade for people that want more than a mass market provider can do. So that has fully played out. I guess that message is now also through the market. So I wouldn't call that our primary intent anymore. Now we're focusing a bit more on talking to this crowd of people, about the market and the future and the product, and it's the same messaging. It's the same product that we cater to those. We have about 250 people here. Last year we had about 180. First time was probably around 100. So it's growing, by 80% roughly, just like our business is growing. Also, I think the quality of people is constantly improving. We do have a lot of the C-level folks. You had Julien Alisson from Strato on the panel. We had the CEO of 1&1 here, and lots of others at this level. Also from our partners, we see that this is really becoming one of the major networking events, because the size is just right. It's not too big, it's not too small. You get to talk to everybody if you want to. People are really looking forward to meeting again at this event, and I think that has played out very well. So we're trying to not make it too big, and we're trying to keep the quality up, and we certainly will repeat that next year. I mean, if you look at it from a bit of broader perspective, the third type of partner we have here is the ISVs that want to sell something to the industry, right? And obviously, Open-Xchange partners do something around SaaS applications, are sort of pioneers for that because we've been doing it for such a long time, and of course are very attractive targets for ISVs to sell stuff to. So what we're getting out of this is that the ISVs integrate their products into our platform. We're becoming a platform, and since this platform is so widely deployed, we have, I mentioned this today in my keynote, 42 million seats out there with our partners. Right? That's a nice, channel to sell to. I think that's certainly going on after the event. I'm sure that a lot of the conversations that have started here will continue on over the year. Maybe next time, what was sort of a chat here will be a customer relationship then. Usually what we do is with the most important partners, we do these kinds of sharing roadmap, showing new releases, sort of also on a personal level. So we meet with them and do that show. But of course, this event is a very efficient way of showing this to all our partners. So this is usually the first coming out of the labs that we do here, and we actually do time our roadmap for that. So this is always sort of the major event in the year that we shoot for showing new things, because this way we can summarize the feedback that we're getting. And then what we do is we follow up, we do visit our partners then afterwards and continue the discussions. You heard, maybe you heard Matthias ask for support, with the usability labs that our partners have, because they have great labs, great people that are really specialists. And you've heard Julien from Strato saying you really squeezed Open-Xchange very hard to get the UI right and the UX right. And obviously, we want to talk to the 6 UX people that they have and try our stuff. Yeah, that's the forum that we're using. We're very candid and open about the roadmap. What we showed today, the next generation Open-Xchange, is almost a year out. Right? So it's kind of risky to show that, because we're showing all the findings, we're sharing all the findings that we've made. It's kind of proprietary knowledge that the company has, but it's also so very much in our nature to share things. We're an open source company, you know that, and we so very much depend on the feedback of our partners that this is why we do all that. Well, today it was more like everybody was like, ooh, this is kind of hot, right? This is cool, but ooh, I want it, right? And then in the individual sessions, you'll get, sort of ideas popping out of the heads of people. Oh, if you do this, couldn't you also do that?
Yeah.
And that obviously gets connected. The guys that were demoing it, Matthias and Francisco, they're the two PMs in charge of the product, right? So, load them up, right? they make the call on what's getting, they do the product design and they make the decision what gets into the product and what doesn't. And that's precisely happening. And also, I'm very sure that this channel will stay open afterwards, because now that people have seen this, next we'll do in I don't know, maybe months, 2, don't know exactly, we'll open up access to OX7 on our demo server. There's ox.io where you can play with OX6, and that will have OX7 in a month or 2 from now. And obviously we'll use that as a platform for communicating the ideas that people have, and we'll do that for a long time. That will last for at least half a year as a process. So when the product is done, we will have sort of compiled the ideas of a lot of very bright heads that are among our partners.